Hi, I'm Abby. Welcome to my world. Come on in. I often get asked, why do you do what you do? And I would have to say that having gone through so many life experiences, it was through acceptance and forgiveness and compassion that I came out of the other side of what I experienced and healed. If you do the work, it truly works. And so if I can help one person walk through that journey and get to the other side of healing to be the best version of themselves, that's what motivates me. That's why I like to work with people. When I grew up, I felt alone most of the time. I didn't feel like I had that champion in my corner who really had my best interest at heart. And I vowed when I grew up, I was going to be somebody that helped other people, that helped them be seen. And I've worked with many people throughout the years and many businesses, and I always get a little emotional when they come and give me a genuine thank you. I am grateful for my life experiences. I am grateful for my intuitive gifts that really help me interact with people and help them find the best versions of themselves. I wanted to be a light worker, and I am. I am Abby Cameron. I am a life coach, a self-proclaimed gratitude warrior, and a field guide for life. I have a degree in psychology from Nebraska Wesleyan University and life coach training through Martha Beck School. I have over 10 years of experience in the personal growth industry, and prior to that, I was a teacher and a program director for a nonprofit organization. Technology has greatly impacted my business. I can meet with clients who are all over the country. They don't have to be right here in my area. I even love that we've gone to video conferencing versus phone calls. So much of what I do is reading people's body language. So the use of technology, being able to use screens to see each other helps me be a lot more effective as a coach. But also technology makes coaching more affordable and more attainable. So maybe someone's not ready to commit to life coaching, but they're interested. They want to know what it's about. They can take one of my online courses and start to use the tools to start their personal growth journey. I am not a licensed therapist, so if a client brings a challenge or a crisis to me that is outside the scope of my work, I am ethically bound to refer them on to a mental health therapist. And I take mental health very seriously, so if there is someone in crisis, then I will go through the protocol to get them the help that they need. I would say there are two reasons that set me apart from other coaches. And the first one is my intuition. I am heavily guided by my intuition to the point where I receive messages when I'm working with someone that help inform me the direction to take that might be helpful to that client. And the other reason is my own life experiences. I've been through very traumatic experiences from childhood all the way into adulthood. And so I have seen many things myself. So when I'm working with a client, not only do I empathize the situations that they're bringing to the table that may be keeping them in their own way, but I also understand them. The name of my business is Indigo Coaching, and back when blogs were starting to get popular, I started my own craft blog and I called it Indigo 26. Indigo just happens to be my favorite color. So when I started my coaching business, I wanted to somehow keep the name Indigo within the name of my business. Well, if you take a look at the chakra system of the body, the chakra color that matches intuition is actually indigo. So I thought that was highly appropriate for a coaching practice. But in addition, indigo is a wildflower. And by definition, it grows rich, abundant, and wild. And I thought, what a beautiful and poetic metaphor this is to name my business Indigo, which is all about growing your rich, abundant, and wild life and align you with your intuition. The bear is symbolic to the spirit world and is considered a natural healer. And I have always been drawn to bears even as a child. So the bear being my own spirit animal, I wanted to incorporate that into my practice. And if you notice in my logo, it's the bear walking forward. That's to represent you walking into the wildest version of yourself or your authentic self. There are many people that have inspired me along the way. Brene Brown, Thich Nhat Hanh, Martha Beck. But I would say that my biggest teacher and the most influence would be my son. He helps me be the best version of myself so that I can be better for everyone else. What makes Indigo coaching unique is that whether it is my personal coaching or my professional development, it is very customized. So I don't have a one approach fits all. I really take a look at the needs of the people or the needs of the businesses and design a program that will best meet those needs. And I found that approach to be highly effective. I really only have two goals when it comes to being a life coach. And the first goal is to continually work on myself. I can only be an effective guide when I've done the work. Second goal is to help you find your rich, abundant, and wild life. I'm going to step into the muck with you and help you get out of your own way. Within Indigo Coaching, I provide a variety of services. The first one is personal coaching. I meet with women to help them identify their rich, abundant, and wild life. So they may come to me feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit lackluster, and I will work them through coaching sessions to provide them with the tools to get out of their own way. I also work with several businesses and organizations, and we work to change their culture in order to make their people better so their businesses are more effective. I'm also an advocate for the transformational power of gratitude. So I speak a lot on how gratitude works, how beneficial it is. I provide workshops on the subject as well, and I host the Gratitude Tree Project. In addition, I also offer online courses for those that are maybe interested in coaching, but just not quite sure where they want to start. They can jump into any one of my online courses and start utilizing some tools to help themselves. And I'm also a public speaker and podcaster. It's that aha moment when they make that connection between themselves or they make a connection about their team. If I'm working with a business, I know from that point on, I've got them. That it is in that moment that they were able to release something that's been holding them back for so long, and they can finally see where we're going. They can finally see their own light. It is truly inspirational. The method that I prefer to use with my clients when I'm working with them is a form of NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming. A lot of what gets in our own way is our own thinking patterns. So I take a look at the limiting beliefs, the negative thought patterns, and I use language to reprogram the brain. I'm not afraid to ask the hard questions or even hold up a mirror to someone to see something that maybe they don't see. That may not be a reason to sign up for a coaching session. However, change comes when we sit in a place of discomfort. With that being said, it is my intention as your coach to help you find your rich, abundant, and wild life. And so I ask the hard questions to help you get out of your own way. But we do that in a psychologically safe environment. You get to show up here and be whoever you are. It's a judgment-free, safe space for you to kind of walk through the muck so that we can get you to the other side. I really see myself as more of a field guide for life versus a life coach. If you think about traditional coaches in terms of athletics, they're over there standing on the sidelines while their players are out on the field. Same thing can happen in coaching. So my approach is very different in that I am out there on the field with you. It is my expertise to help you identify what you see in the landscape. And then I just walk with you on your journey and we dive into whatever it is that we need to get out of your way. My approach to coaching is slightly different in that I don't always focus on goals. Even if a client comes to me with an end goal in mind, I would be doing them a disservice if I didn't first find out what's driving their behavior, what led up to the thought patterns that they have. So we first identify those, and then I really try to have them reach towards a feeling state. Do they want to feel empowered? Do they want to feel inspired or motivated? Or maybe it's even forgiveness and acceptance. And then once we've reached that feeling state, that's when we start to talk about actualizing their goals and their dreams and the things that they want to do. It's the aha moment, that moment where they make the connection about themselves or about their team if we're working with a business, where they truly see exactly where we are going. And it's inspirational to actually get a client to that place of, aha, they figured it out. The original plan when I graduated from college was to go on and get my license in therapy. I wanted to help children that were going through traumatic experiences. I had a therapist when I was younger and it was very transformative, and I wanted to be able to do that for other children. But when I started to work with those children and hearing about all of their experiences, I realized that I was carrying that with me all the time and the burden was just too much. So I shifted gears and I went on to be a teacher and a program director for a nonprofit organization. But I've always been that go-to person for my friends and family. So anytime they're going through a challenge, it's usually me that gets the phone call to kind of help them navigate whatever it is life is throwing at them. So I had a friend say to me once, you should be a life coach. And this was before I really knew what life coaching was, before I understood it. And I thought, okay, well, that's interesting. And I went and did some research on what a life coach is. And I thought, this is exactly what I want to do. Help people get out of their own way to be the best versions of themselves. So I went after my coaching certification after that. I am Abby Cameron with Indigo Coaching. My website is indigocoaching.net, and that's where you can find my classes through Indigo U. You can learn about the Gratitude Tree Project, and you can even sign up for a free consultation if you are interested in coaching. My number is 214-755-3579, or you can email me, Abby, A-B-B-Y, at indigocoaching.net.